Fueled by Deathcast.
Through everything you've done, you growing up on a farm to studying engineering to working for some of the biggest companies in the world and then moving across the country to work for Death Wish Coffee.
Right.
What fuels you to keep going? What fuels you to do what you do?
Well, for starters, I love the coffee business in general, but it's really the quality of the product and the quality of the people here that keeps me going. As we talked about servant leadership, and what gets me up every day is going to work and being with all those people that care so much about the product we're making. We go to whatever ends we need to make sure that everything's right.
Yeah.
And there's so many different stopping points in the coffee process, from when it's in its green state all the way through into the bag.
Yeah.
And every one of those has to be dead on. And people are, I think the good word to use here is our employees are very passionate about that.
Definitely.
And I love that. I just love that, and I love being part of it.
It's incredible to see where we are as a company now, knowing where Mike started in the basement of Saratoga Coffee Traders with a literal idea. And sometimes your best laid plans go to rot, and that happens throughout life. We all experience it.
Yes.
But Mike's plan from the beginning was he wanted to create a good cup of coffee for his customers, a strong cup of coffee for his customers, but also fuel the passion of the people that he was serving that coffee to and the people that were helping him to make that coffee.
Yes.
He's all about fueling people's passions. And it's inspiring to me to be able to say that we work for a company right now that still does that.
Absolutely.
Even through all of our growth, through everything that we've achieved as this company. A lot of times, something like that, especially an idea like that, could just fall by the wayside.
Absolutely, and Mike and I talked a lot about when we first started discussing the job. How do you get big and stay small? And how do you keep that passion and grow like we're growing? And we've got that nailed. It starts with Mike's passion for what we're doing.
Definitely.
Because as you said, in that basement, that's where that all started, and that still carries through today. And having the right people, and it's one of the reasons I'm here, that feel that same way, it helps you do that, where you get big and you stay small. It's holding true to our origins and why we do what we do.
Yeah. I love that. When you started working here, did anything surprise you? Was anything like, I did not expect that coming to Death Wish Coffee?
I think I had been part of such huge operations. I think that part of it was, okay, this is a whole new way for me to look at things. And again, it appealed to the engineer side of me, because I thought, okay, this is a template, and as we're growing, what will this look like? I had time to spend time with one of our employees, Adam, today, and I have a drawing in the meeting room at the plant of what I see the future looking like as far as a design and how everything will be laid out. And I stepped him through that, and that's part of what we do is, we're engaged employees in, okay, if we're thinking about new equipment or a new process, I want them to be part of that.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, I'll put the machine on the floor and then you guys have to run it. They're part of it from the genesis all the way through. So I think, to answer your question, it was, I walked out on that floor and I'm like, okay, this is what it could look like, down the road. As
you've seen that finish line.
I've seen it. Yeah. It's there's an old saying that you always begin with the end in mind. And it's really true. So I see this as a beautiful palette that is just waiting to be filled up.
Yes.
And we have the right people, the right leaders, the right everything to make it happen.
So that kind of leads into my next question that I was going to ask you. Where do you see us in, let's say, 3 to 5 years?
I see us a well over $100 million company. Yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, and again, we will go to great pains. Again, it doesn't matter whether we're a $100 million company or a $500 million company.
Right.
Death Wish will still be the same product.
Yes.
It'll be consistent. It'll be an awesome cup of coffee, and we'll ensure that, in fact, as technology works its way into our business more, the consistency is easier to control. The automation and things like that really help with the roasting process. Watch it by the millisecond.
Yeah.
The things that the human eye can't do.
Yeah.
So it can only get better.
Yeah.